Welcome all, Abhilash here. So this is the second session on Unit 4 Current Asset Management. So in this session I am going to talk on management of cash, receivables and inventories. So now let's start with the management of cash. So management of cash is considered as a vital asset and its proper management support company development and financial strength. An effective cash management program designed by companies can help to realize this growth and strength. Cash is vital element of any company needed to acquire supply resources, equipment and other assets used in generating the product and services. Marketable securities also come under near cash, serve as a back pool of liquidity which provides quick cash when. The cash management refers to the broad area of finance involving the collection, handling and uses of cash. It involves assessing market liquidity, cash flow and investment. So in banking, cash management or treasury management is a marketing term for certain services related to cash flows offered primarily to larger business customers. It may be used to describe all bank accounts provided to businesses of a certain size. So here you can see the cash, the narrow sense. Narrow sense means cash in hand, that is currency, notes and coins which we are holding in a cash, that is called as a cash in hands. On the broader sense, cash and its equipment, that means cash at bank and short-term investment that has been done for with expecting a future returns. The cash management is the stewardship or proper use of an entity cash resources. It assists to keep an organization functioning by making the best use of cash or liquid resources of the organization. Cash management is associated with the management of cash just in a such way as is to realize a generally accepted objective of a firm, to maximize maximum productivity with the maximum liquidity. It is a management capability to identify cash problems before any action, to solve them when they arise, and the having made solution available to delegate someone carrying them out. Here are the some objectives of cash management. First objective, to make payment according to the payment schedule. Firm needs cash to meet its routine expenses including wages, salary, taxes and daily expenses. To minimize cash balance, the second objective of cash management is to reduce cash balance. Excessive amount of cash balance helps in quicker payment, but excessive cash may remain unused and reduce profitability of business. So contrarily, when cash available with the firm is less, firm is unable to pay its liability in time. Therefore, optimum level of cash should be maintained. And effective management is considered to be important for the following reasons. The cash management guarantees the firm has a sufficient cash during a peak time for purchase and for the other purposes. The cash management supports to meet obligatory cash outflows when they fall due. Cash management helps in planning capital expenditure projects. Cash management helps to organize for outside financing at favorable terms and conditions if necessary. Cash management helps to allow the firm to take advantage of discounts, special purchases and business opportunities. Cash management helps to invest surplus cash for short and long term period to keep the idle funds fully employed. General principles of cash management. As per the Harigross has recommended certain general principles of cash management. First, determinable variations of cash needs, like a reasonable amount of funds in the form of cash is required to be kept aside to overcome the period expected as the period of cash shortage. This period may either be short or temporary or lost for the longer duration of time. Normal and regular payment of cash leads to small cutbacks in the cash balance at periodic intervals. Making this payment to different workers on different days of a week can balance these reductions. Another practice for balancing the level of cash is to schedule cash disbursement to creditors during the period when accounts receivable collected amount to a large sum but without putting the helpfulness at stake. Contingency cash requirement. There may arise certain cases which fall beyond the forecast of a management. This establish unexpected calamities which are too difficult to be provided in the normal course of the business. Such contingencies always demand for special cash requirements that was not assessed and provided for the cash budget. So denials of wholesale product, huge amount of bad debt, strikes and lockouts are some of these contagious. Only a prior experience and investigation of the similar companies proves supportive as a customer practice. A useful procedure is to shield the business from which vulnerabilities like bad debts, loss and fire by way of insurance coverage. The third, availability of external cash. This is the third principle of management of cash. This factor also has immense significance in the cash management, which refers to availability of funds from outside sources. Their sources helps in providing credit facility to the firm, which materialize the firm's objective of holding minimum cash balance. As such, if a firm succeeds in obtaining sufficient funds from external sources such as banks and or private financiers, shareholders, government agencies, the need to maintain cash reserve lessens. The fourth principle of cash management, the maximize cash receipts. Nearly all financial managers have objected to make the best possible use of cash receipts. Cash receipts, if tackled carefully, result in minimizing cash requirements of concern. For this purpose, the comparative cost of generating cash discount to customer and the policy of charging internet interest expenses for borrowing must be appraised continually to determine the ineffectiveness of the either of the alternatives or both of them during that particular period of maximization cash receipts. Some techniques proved helpful in this contents are mentioned below. Like consideration banking, in banking system can provide you emergency cash, right? Like local box system also is there under this system. Usually we are in the recent era we are no one is using this local box system. Okay, so reviewing credit procedures, this can be done by the bank with the credit policy, and minimizing credit period. Like these are the principle of cash management. The fifth principle is minimizing cash disbursement. The intention to minimize cash payments is to ultimate benefit derived from the maximizing cash receipt. Cash disbursement can be bought under the control of stopping deceitful practices, serving time draft to creditors large sum, and making strategic payments to creditors and payrolls. The maximized cash utilization, it is emphasized by financial experts that suitable and optimum utilization leads to maximized cash receipts and minimum cash payments. At a time, a concern finds itself a fund in exercising requirements which may idle without bringing any return to it. So next is management of receivables. Management of receivables. Account receivables typically comprise more than 20% of firm's assets. The term receivables is described as a debt owed to the firm by the customers resulting from the sales of goods and services in ordinary course of business. There are the funds blocked due to the credit sales. Receivables management denotes to the decision business makes regarding to the overall credit and collection policies and the evolution of individual credit applicants. Receivables management is also known as a trade credit management. As per the Robert and Anthony explained, it's as account receivables are amount owed to the business enterprises, usually by its customers. Sometimes it is broken down into the trade accounts receivables. The former refers to amount owned by customers and the latter refers to the amounts owned by employees and others. Receivables are a form of the investment in any enterprises manufacturing and selling goods on the credit basis. The last sum of the funds are tied up in the trade debtors when the company sells its products and services on the credits and it does not receive cash for it immediately but will be collected in near future. It is termed as a receivables. However, no receivables are created when a firm conducts cash sales as a payment are receivable immediately. A firm conducts credit sales to shield its sales and from the reverse and no entities the potential clientless to buy its product at a favorable terms. Generally, this terms is using most probably this receivable terms are using by the Bajaj Finance. You might have seen the ads whenever you are going to buy mobile or electronic products. You will get the option to get a product with the minimum down payment or at a zero down payment with the Bajaj Finance card with the zero interest. There you can pay the cash in small equated installments, monthly equated investment, that is called a EMI. Contrary, in the management of receivables, there are three costs: opportunity cost, collection cost, and bad debts. So, what is the opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the cost where business can be generated by selling the company's existing product. Right? That is the opportunity cost. Once they sell the product, they will collect the payment. Right? If they receive the payment immediately, that is comes under the collection of cost. And if customer opt to pay the payment in future, and if the customer is not paying the payment at the date of the time which he has considered, which he has promised when he or she buy the product, bought the product, right? So if he's not paying the payment, that account comes under the bad debts. So advantages of account receivable management. Account receivable management has a numerous benefits. This includes increased sales, right? As I have given the example of Bajaj Finance, right? It's if you have 1 or 2 thousand rupees, and if you want to buy a mobile, you can opt for the Bajaj Finance, right? So it helps. It is this option is helping to the Bajaj Finance to increase the sales, right? So offering goods and services on credit enhances sales by holding old customers and attraction potential customers, right? Increase market share. When the firm is able to maintain old customer and attract new customer, automatically market share will be bigger to the extent new rules, right? So now, firstly, what was happening? The Bajaj Finance is offering their credits in urban area only. Right now, they are offering their sales service in rural area as well, right? So their market share has increased. Increasing profits, as companies getting new customers day by day, automatically their profit will increase, right? So increasing sales leads to increasing profits because it's need to produce more products within a given fixed cost, and sales of a products with the given sales network, both cost per unit comes down and the profit will be better. So these are the advantages of account receivable management, right? Increase sales, increase market share, and increase in profits. The next is management of inventory. The inventory management is basically related to the task of controlling the assets that are produced to be sold in the normal course of a firm's procedure. In supply chain management, major variable is to effectively manage inventory. The significance of inventory management to the company depends on the extent of its inventory investment. The objective of inventory management are up to fold. The operational objective is to afford enough inventory to meet demand a product by efficiently organizing the firm's production and sales operations. Financial interpretation is to minimize productive inventory and reduce inventory carrying cost. So effective inventory management is to make good balance between stock availability and the cost of holding inventory. So let's see this image. The customer service, that is stock availability and inventory holding cost, right? Components of inventory management. Inventories exist in the different forms in manufacturing company. This includes raw material. Before reading this all points, you can see this diagram. So components of inventory: this raw material, the stores and spares, then finishing goods, then work in progress. Raw materials are those inputs that are transferred into the completed goods throughout the manufacturing process. Those form of major inputs for manufacturing a product. In other words, there are very much needed for uninterrupted production. Work in progress is a stage of stocks between raw materials and finished goods. Work in process inventories are semi-finished products. They signify products that need to undergo some other process to become finished goods. Finished products are those products which are totally manufactured and company can immediately sell to the customers. The stock of finished goods provides a better buffer between production and the market. Stores and spares, it comprises of office and plant cleaning materials like soap, brooms, oils, fuel, light bulbs, and all purchased and stored for the purchase of machinery and machinery. So this is all about management of inventory. So here we are done with the management of cash, receivables, and inventory. Thank you. Best wishes.